Did not know I had that many. Did you guess I had that many?
No. If I had known, I would have done something about it. Because that's ridiculous.
So I decided that I'm going to work on finishing them because that's just, it's insane how many unfinished projects I had. I honestly did not know I had that many. I knew I had a lot. I did not know I had that many. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you did not watch that video where I revealed how many unfinished quilt projects I have, you should definitely check it out because it was eye-opening for me. So I'm going to work on one of the unfinished quilts that I have. I have one behind me too that I actually got the whole top pieced finally. I had all the blocks done but didn't piece them all together. I just had a square of them done. So I have that top done. That doesn't mean it's still one of my unfinished quilts still because it's not done all the way. But there's progress happening. So the project I'm going to work on today is the star block that I've had forever. I've had 16 of them done. So I do have a nice amount of them done, but I had a lot of other fabric set out to work on these. I'm really excited about it. It's like Cranberries and Cream. It's a Moda fabric line that I had purchased a while ago and really wanted to use it all together because I always wanted to have like a red and white, red and cream quilt. So I have 16 of these blocks done. Have you ever even seen any of these?
I have not. So I saw them when I walked up here, and I'm like, oh, these are really pretty. So where did these even come from?
It's been like 2 years since I worked on it. So I got all the rest of the fabric cut today, and I have it organized for how I want it to go together in the block because each block has like a light fabric, a dark fabric, and a medium fabric. So I have it all organized out for how I want the blocks to look. So I don't expect that I'm going to work on all these today. I think it's like 20 more blocks that I have here to finish. But at least I'll get some of it done. So the first thing I need to work on is making quarter square triangles. I have my little pattern down here and it says I place a dark square right sides together with a light square and then a dark square with a medium square. So I think I can handle that. But I'm making quarter square triangles out of these. So a dark and a medium and a dark and a light.
They're so pretty. So before we get too much into it, like, where did this pattern come from and how? Like, I know you said 2 years, but seriously, how long has this
it
been
was
around?
like, well, a while ago I did a review on the Tucker Trimmer 1. And it was just a block in the pattern, like the cutting instructions that you could make to practice using that tool. So I made a bunch of blocks out of it, and then it just sat after I made a bunch of blocks out of it. But I'm actually just gonna, because all I'm doing is trimming the quarter square triangles down to 3.5 inch squares. So I'm just going to use this because it'll be faster instead of the Tucker trimmer. So I apologize to Studio 180, but I'm just going to use that because it'll be easier for me to get this done quicker.
And you need to go fast because you have, what, 70 some odd unfinished
You know,
projects?
we're not going to talk about how many tonight. It's just going to be a fun, happy night. No, I said in the video, I'm not ashamed at how many I have because I've had fun making every single project that I have. The problem is that it takes a long time to complete a quilt, right? So I will get a big portion of it done, and then I see another pattern or come with my own other idea, and I want to work on that right away. And I tell myself I'm going to go back to that project, but I never do. But this year I'm going to get them finished. I'm going to get, well, not all, I'm not getting 74 finished, but I'm going to get a big chunk of them finished. I know I am. I set some goals on getting some finished, so it's going to happen.
Was that one of your New Year's resolutions to finish all your unfinished projects?
So that is a question in our topics, is if you set New Year's resolutions, and I don't. I like to call them goals. Because I don't know, it just feels different to me than saying
You're doing the same thing. You're just calling it something different.
I don't like the whole idea of a resolution. Because a resolution says it's something you need to change, right? I don't feel like I need to change how much I sew. I just need to complete my projects. Do you have a resolution?
I want to drink more water. I always feel like I don't drink enough water. So for Christmas, I got this lovely, I don't know, mug. What do you call this? Tumbler mug thing? I don't know.
Watch your arm, because I'm gonna...
But it holds 40 ounces of liquid. So I have water in here, and I try to drink 3 of these a day. And this is my 3rd one. So I've hit it every day. So I need to make sure I finish this.
What did I drop? I have no problem with that. I drink an absurd amount of water. I probably
really
drink more water than they say is recommended for you to have. Honestly,
I am sure of it. Like you're probably on the like level of hypernutremia.
The borderline of like,
yeah, it's not good. So,
I have never had that problem. I drink so much water.
Yeah, I don't think a resolution. I don't look at resolutions as something that says you have to change or you have to have something wrong. Like a resolution is just, this is something I want to do. It could be something you could work out every day and say my resolution is to continue working out every day. It's not necessarily
I guess
negative.
So. I guess I've always thought of it as something negative because I don't feel like I've ever met one of my resolutions when I used to set them. So in my mind, they're just all negative. Like, you know, I'm going to work out and lose weight or whatever, and then I don't do it because, like, we have kids and a million things going on. So, I don't know. It's just, I guess I've always attached my... Can you move your cord so I don't, melt it?
Yeah. Speaking of melting, did you tell everyone what you did with your other iron?
Can you set that on the seam?
Oh, yes.
I'm going to put you to work over here in my little sweatshop of finishing all of my quilts. I did. I should say it in here, though, because some of you might not be in the Facebook group. So it was totally something that I felt like I could just get away with and nobody know that it happened. And then since he was coming upstairs at the exact time I did it, I was like, I'm just gonna laugh at myself about it in the Facebook group too. But the other day I was ironing some fabric and I was heating up the iron, and where my other pressing area is, I have this container full of scissors and different things. Well, I didn't know that my iron was really close to that, and it started melting the handle of one of my scissors. And he comes up, and I didn't really hear him coming up. He just, I guess, hears me go, "Oh no," or something like that. And he's like, "What happened?" And I was like, "Oh, look at this." There's like plastic melted all over my iron.
Yeah. I was like, why is there... I mean, initially, my first thought was maybe it's blood because she finds a way to hurt herself, cut, burn, you name it. And I was like, that's way too red because they're red-handled scissors.
Thankfully, not one of my good pairs of scissors. It's like one of the ones I have up here to cut everything else that needs to get cut besides fabric. So, and they still work. The handle just looks a little funny now.
Danelle says, because I still owe her dates for when we can do
yeah.
thing. But she says that we could do a UFO one because she has 10 in process right now.
Just 10?
These are the done ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just not enough. Yeah. I have a little more than 10. Just a tad small amount. Okay, so it always throws me off on how to put these together, and I think I'm doing it right. But what I like to do is just check by like folding it open to make sure that I have it lined up right. So I'm going to sew the quarter square triangle now.
Janet, so my wife has 74 UFOs, as we found out this past weekend. So she is working on one of them. And I don't remember the pattern or the designer. So who is it?
So it's just a pattern that is in the Deb Tucker Tucker trimmer one. This is how long ago it was, because we have all of our, trimmers that I use now. But I started this when I was reviewing this trimmer 2 years ago, I think. It's a while ago. So in the pattern book, it has, I'm just going to give one to you to show when people come in and ask. So you can just set it somewhere. So I'm sewing this block. I have 16 of them done, but I had fabric set out to do more blocks to make it into a larger quilt. So you can keep that somewhere to show whenever anybody asks that hops in later on what I'm working on.
So with Debbie says she only has 2 UFOs that just need to be quilted. That's not even really a UFO if it just needs to be quilted. It's basically,
it's still unfinished.
Yeah, I know, but it's not, oh, hey, I just have a quilt top.
It's not like, I have 74 things.
Yeah. Ingrid says she's not going to count hers because ignorance is bliss.
That's where I, because I would have something in progress that's sitting out for a while, and I started something else, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get to that later, and I put it in this cabinet, and I had no idea there was that many in there. But I guess what really got me thinking about I need to go through it is because we were wanting to use that cabinet to put some of our, shipping boxes and stuff like that in, and I was like, oh, I should finish those up and work on them, and I start pulling, and there's more tucked way behind it, and I'm like, some of these I don't even remember.
Yeah. Allie wants to know, she just watched your UFO video and wants to know how many you have finished so far.
That video went up yesterday. That's not fair, Allie.
You did complete 2 tops though, right?
Yes. So I posted a community post asking which one I should finish first between a pineapple quilt and this one. And so this top is completely pieced now. And then the pineapple one it's not on camera, it's over to the side. But I will show those. I'm planning to, at the beginning of January, or at the beginning of each next month, show what I finished in the month before to kind of try to keep me accountable on getting stuff done and everything. Now, if you're asking how many quilts I have finished, last year, I have no idea. I don't keep track of how many I finish. I probably should do that.
You should. It's January 3rd, so we can start today.
Yeah, I should keep track of how many I finish each year. I just never do. I know I finished a lot because I did a lot of quilt-alongs that I did with everybody and completed the quilt all the way through. So I know I did. I have a video going up next week showing a quilt that I finished all the way through. That's my goal this year is anything I do for this channel, any quilts that I make, I just finish it all the way through instead of just finishing the top and tell myself I'm going to do it later, because clearly I'm not. So I need to just do it finish it while it's out. Why do I keep putting these away? Because I keep needing them.
I'm trying to keep up with the chat, everyone, so if I missed saying hi to you, I apologize. I think I've gotten everyone, but I may not have. Yeah, Allie said she was actually asking how many you finished, but we don't know the answer to that. No, it's only gonna. I can't do both. So we'll do that.
All right, so the quarter square triangles are about done. I just need to cut them in half, and then I'll press them and trim them. So I'm gonna work on the little corners to the star block. These here where I'm sewing a rectangle and 2 squares together for the corners. They're sewn together. I haven't cut them in half yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck?
You're just checking to make sure my work's good, right?
That's what I'm doing. Quality control. These are done. Let's see. You're an anomaly. People are in the high single to low double digits.
You know what? I had a lot of people who were on my side in the comments of the video, though. Of that video, there was a lot of people who had a bunch as well. These are just all the, like, I see a lot of people in the chat saying that they're not night owls and stuff. So all the people that have a ton of them are going to watch this video later because they're up at night.
Yeah. Julie, we, at some point when I have time, which God knows when that'll be.
Yeah, how many UFOs do you have? And you just started.
You know what? Let's not talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. We are in the process, very slowly, of redoing this room that we're in, partially because we just need more space. So I'm going to build out some of the space that we have that's not currently used. But I'm trying to figure out when I have time, because I need to put flooring in the attic so that we can build out that space, and I need to make a new table so that we can have more space, because the one that we have right now is just, it's too big for what we need, and so I'm going to make 2 smaller tables, but we'll see when that happens. So, but good luck on rearranging and organizing your room.
Rebel, that was my whole plan, was to make everybody else feel better. And I like to win, so I was like, you know
Is
what?
that really winning, though? I think this is like golf. Like, you want the lower number.
No. That's silly.
Mary B's in Sugar Land, so she's like right down the road from
Yeah.
us. So, hi, Mary B. You're like, well, Sugar Land's like an hour away, give or take. I don't know. I've gotten there in like 40 minutes once.
It just depends on where, like, anywhere.
Yeah, but yeah, because Sugar Land, all this, you know, it's a thing about Houston. You can say, I think the adage is Houston is an hour away from Houston, which is absolutely true. Like, you can legitimately drive, if you're on the far east side of Houston, you can drive for an hour and a half and still be in Houston. It's ridiculous how large geographically the city is. It's ridiculous.
Did you get a lot of rain last night, too? Oh, my goodness. We got so much rain.
Yeah, we did. Our property, part of our property in the back here was flooded. Not flooded, but like there's
just
a low
standing
spot.
water.
So, but it was really annoying because our dog likes to run through puddles, and so if we let him out, then he'll go and I just took him to the cleaners.
Yeah, cleaners.
Took him to the groomers on December 23rd so that he'd be nice and clean for Christmas.
And every time we do that, when he gets home, he goes and rubs up against everything he can that smells like him to try to get the scent back.
Yeah, it's hilarious. He does not like being clean. Which is funny because he's one of the prissiest dogs ever, but he's totally fine being dirty. Melissa asks, have I ever thought of making wooden binding holders?
That's what I was showing you the other day. That little spool thing. I did. I showed him that exact thing the other day.
Okay. So the answer is yes, Melissa. Apparently, I have seen them before and probably agreed to do it, not knowing what I was saying. So she'll show me again, and then I will get some in the works.
Which, by the way, our shop is currently having a sale. You don't need a coupon code for it or promo code or anything like that. It's 11% off for the first 11 days of January.
Yep, 11% off for 11 days. Judy, that's hilarious. She says she's been in her house over 30 years and still waiting for her husband to finish out the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that goes. But, like, this is actually a necessity, so it'll get done sooner than later. It's just, our quilting room is at the upstairs of our house, and whenever this house was built, so we have very high ceilings. We have vaulted ceilings, so even in this room we do, which makes no sense because we're on the second floor. But it's like a trek. I think we have like 20 some odd steps to get from the bottom floor to here. And they're steep too. Like, they didn't do a great job of actually making sure that, I'm pretty sure those steps are a good 3 inches out of code. So the idea of hauling all that wood up here is not fun and so I'm trying to put it off as much as I can, but we're out of space, so it has to happen.
Hi, Ian. I just saw you in the chat.
Let's see. I'm just trying to catch up. Do I know where Splendora is?
Is that in Texas?
I know what Splenda is. I don't recommend anyone use it. But I have no idea where Splendora is. I've never even heard of it. Although most people say that about the town we live in. So I've just did an internet search. So it sounds like it's in Montgomery County, which is probably a couple hours, 2 hours away from here. It takes me forever to get to anywhere in Montgomery County. So if you're if Splendora is in fact in Montgomery County and my search engine is not putting me astray, we are we're near the Austin County line, so we're southwest of there quite a bit.
Is that a city in Avatar? That's Ian.
Okay, so let me catch up here. Oh yeah, so Mary said they got a lot of rain too. Oh hey, Ian, I'm just now saying, I know my wife said it, but like I have to see it to believe it because she tells me fibs all the time. I don't have that many UFOs. Okay, 74 later. Let's see. Well, good, Gene. I don't know what the story is, but I'm glad that you were able to get your stuff from the garage. I'm sorry. Just trying to get here. Trying to make quilts with sewing scraps. I love that. That's like one of my favorite things about quilting is you can just come up with a pattern on the fly and just use your scraps and come up with something cool. And I also think those end up looking the best because I like congruity and I like things that are, patterned out and look good. But at the same time, I think it's really cool to have something that's just thrown together, especially when it's like a homemade quilt. I feel like that's sort of what they should be sometimes.
Did you like I can't do this high up. Did you like that Christmas tree quilt that I did though? Wasn't that one like too crazy for you?
Which one? Because you've done a couple Christmas tree quilts.
The one that I worked on live while you were in Lowergon. I called it the wonky.
Oh, it wasn't my style, but I did.
I think you like the one like I did, like the blue wave one.
Yeah.
Like you like that kind.
I do.
Sorry, I know you guys can't see me over here, but I can't cut that high up.
Mary B. So Mary B, I have made ruler holders before.
It's over there. This rotary cutter needs a new blade.
So yeah, well, I've made them before, and
I can grab it if you want to
show
show it. I think the ones you made already sold out.
Okay, that may be true.
But I have the one you made me over there. If you want to show it, I can grab it.
So yeah, Julie's getting snow in Arkansas. So
I miss snow.
I know, I miss snow a lot too. So I assume, and I don't know this for sure. Well, no, I was in Little Rock 10, 12 years ago, and it snowed there. But doesn't most of the snow in Arkansas come from the northern part of the state? Like, I could be wrong, but I think apparently if it snowed in Little Rock, it can snow anywhere. But
I mean, we got snow one year. So
yeah, the first year we moved to Texas, it snowed.
And then we got a hurricane.
Yeah, and then we got Harvey. And then 2 years ago, it literally snowed. We had feet of snow here.
I don't think it was that much.
No, it was definitely that bad. Because I remember I had to take a work phone call, and I couldn't do it from the house because we had no cell service because everything shut down here when it snows. So I literally had to trek a couple miles before I could get cell service to have me on phone call.
But to be fair, the cell phones never work here unless there's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was before I actually bought an office line for my house, and then it was fine. But that was ridiculous. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, I enjoy making the clappers. It's one of the more fun things to make. So I always like it when people like them.
I think that's how it goes.
So Pat Perona says she's a beginner quilter. She's only done 3 small quilts, and she's got fabric to do 3 to 4 projects now. Pat, I will tell you, I am a big beginner quilter as well, and I think I have 3 UFOs. So good on you for finishing
Look at
3.
that.
That's very nice. I like it.
All right, I'm going to move that to the side so I can...
You're a better beginner quilter than I am. Janet says her goal is not to start any new quilts until she finishes what she started, and not buying any fabric and using stash and scraps.
I like that goal. My goal is similar. I'm trying to finish at least one of my unfinished quilts a month, but because of the channel here, I have to start. I don't have to start new projects, but I start new projects because I like to share, what I love to do. So, but I'm going to try to at least now finish the project completely that I start each month too.
So Lorraine, just a question. I've been to Maine a handful of times, mostly just for sports. But I always imagine Maine. So when I was there, it was always during baseball season. But I always imagine Maine being a very white state during the winter. So it's news to me that you would not have had snow on Christmas, or at least some on the ground. Is that normal for where you are, or am I just mistaken in my beliefs of what Maine and its winter wonderland really is? Mary B, she is doing, this is like a UFO from 2+ years ago, and here's one of the blocks from it.
I had 16 of them finished and then moved on to something else for some reason. I don't know why, because it's so pretty.
I know, this is like a beautiful, why would you not finish this?
So what I need to decide, and it might be one of the reasons I set this to the side. I don't know. It was so long ago. I don't know why I set it to the side. But I do need to decide how I want to bring all of these blocks together. Like, do I want to put sashing around them? Do I just want to sew them together without any sashing between them? I don't know.
I think we're at the point now
where I just need to sew them together and finish it.
Yeah. Mary says your blocks are gorgeous, and I agree. These are beautiful. But what fabric is this? Do you remember what fabric?
It's cranberries and cream. It's a Moda line. I don't remember the designer of it, but I know it's cranberries and cream because I bought a whole fat quarter bundle of it as soon as I saw it because I thought it was gorgeous. And now, hopefully, I will have this quilt finished this month. I don't know if I have any fabric for the back of it, but I'll have to buy something. Yeah, but one that'll
match.
Yeah.
Joanne wants to know: is it a 2-color quilt by design, or does it just end up looking like that for now?
It's going to be just the reds and the creams on it. Yeah, that's what the line of fabric was just the reds and cream, and I just wanted to keep it that way because I just thought it was beautiful. I've always wanted to make a red and white quilt. I'm gonna need to flip this.
See, look, Michelle, and I sorry for your loss, Michelle, but she inherited 35 UFOs from 2 quilters that passed away.
Oh wow!
So 2 quilters who passed away had half of what you've got.
I don't know why you keep pointing this out. How many unfinished projects do you have?
It depends. Woodworking is a finicky thing. It's not an unfinished project. It's a project that's a lot of the stuff I build can't be done in a day. It takes a while. I guess that's the same for quilts. But what's different?
Up here.
What is different?
Up here, I see 25 plus 20.
Those are for the other
the kids
crew to
to
build.
finish.
Yeah. You're the line workers.
You're part of it. Your part's done.
I did the engineering work. They have to do the assembly work.
I don't know.
So Allie is 2 hours south of the Canadian border in Minnesota. They didn't get snow until years. So my wife is from a tiny town in Minnesota.
Hutchinson.
Yeah, I know what it's called. You're probably more than 2 hours from the Canadian border. She's like an hour and a half west of Minneapolis. We lived north of the Canadian border when we were in Michigan. It's the only port of entry in the U.S. where you have to go south to enter Canada. So, haha.
This right here is how you know I'm really proud of one of my quilts that I'm working on, is if I use pins to make sure it stays lined up. Because normally I'll just wing it because I don't care that much. But this one, I really want it to look perfect.
So Lorraine is asking, have you ever done a facing instead of a binding?
I don't know what that is. Is that where you you like fold the back of the quilt to the front?
You're asking me?
I don't know.
I just
You
said a
have
few
the
minutes
Google
ago, I'm a
machine
beginner.
right there.
I'm a beginner quilter.
I don't know. If that's what it is, because I always forget what some of those terms are called. If it's where you use the backing, trim it around, and then fold it to the front, then I have done that before. If it's something else, then I haven't heard of it. Oh, did I mess you up having you look it up?
No, it just, apparently we didn't get the settings right because I just got an ad.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry then, because I set this up yesterday, but then I was messing around with stuff because I was trying to do a test live because my husband and his wonderful self got me some amazing new cameras for Christmas, but I don't know how to set them up for a live yet. So I'm using the old ones because I was testing earlier and I couldn't figure it out on my own. I've used them for filming other videos, but I just don't know how to set it up for the live.
So, a couple questions here. So, Janine said that facing instead of binding is more like the front of the quilt goes to the back. So,
Oh, that's cool. I have not done that, but I will have to look up a tutorial and see how that works. Because I bet that's really pretty. Because when you take the backing to the front, I really had trouble getting the corners looking nice. But for that method, I wouldn't care as much because it would just be on the back if I messed it up.
so Janet, we do not do our own long arming. So this machine that you see here is used for all of the quilting that we do. It's not easy, as you might imagine. We don't have a long arm, and long story short, we went to go buy one, but we ended up
Buying a company?
Buying a company instead. So, I mean, now we literally don't have space for one because this entire room is taken up and there's no other room. I don't understand. When we first got married, we lived in like an 1,100 square foot house in Santa Barbara area. And now we have a 4,500 square foot house with like extra storage everywhere. We probably have like 6,000 square feet of space. And we don't have enough. It makes no sense.
Yeah, but we added kids on, too.
Yeah, that's true. And a dog. And, other stuff. But
All right, can you move the clapper around that?
Yes.
And then when it's cool, you can show them that beautiful block. They probably saw it some on here anyway, but...
I will.
All right, so I'm going to start another one.
Welcome, Sylvia. She's traveling from a traveling Alaskan in Mexico. That's awesome.
So, if you want to hear how kind of, like, nerdy we are, so...
They know.
Since
They listen to us.
Since I said one of the things I got him for Christmas, or he got me for Christmas, one of the things I got him for Christmas is a lot of people have commented on the channel because he got me a beautiful ring set when he asked me to marry him and everything, but I rarely wear it because when I'm up here sewing, it's easier to have like one of these. What is this material called? Like
Silicone.
Ring on, and he usually wears one too because he's always out working with heavy tools and stuff, and you don't want to hurt your finger and get that stuck on there. So I found these rings because we both like watching Harry Potter a lot, and it's like these matching Harry Potter rings where his says after all this time and mine says always on it from one of the scenes in the book and movie.
Yep. It's from the last book, and I think it's from the 7th movie. So yes, we're nerds.
Yeah, and I was really proud of that find.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. So I always wear silicone rings. Like I have an actual wedding ring that we got 15, 16, 17 years ago, whenever it was. But But because of all the woodworking I do, I never like I have it in a case, and I can't honestly tell you the last time I wore it. Had to have been several many years ago.
I wear my set more than you wear yours because whenever we go out somewhere or whatever, I put those on. Just up here, you're gonna always see me with this one on because it's just easier because the ring, it just gets in the way.
Yeah, but because of woodworking, and I'm not as bad as my wife about injuring myself, but like, yeah, if you're wearing like a solid platinum or gold or silver ring and you hit your finger and it swells up, like they gotta cut it off. So I always just wear the silicone one.
The ring though, not your finger, right?
Yes. Well, it depends if they can't get the ring off.
I guess, yeah.
That's why I will never wear or buy a titanium ring. I think they're awesome and I think they're gorgeous, but they can't cut those off generally without hurting you because they're titanium.
You can add it to your collection.
There you go. New block. So
19 more to go.
Julie, I apologize. I'm falling behind in the chat. Yes, so for the first 11 days in January, everything in the store is 11% off. There is no code needed. You just go to the store, buy whatever you want, and the discount is automatic.
And you still get the other discounts that show in there, like if you're buying trim locks or something.
Yeah.
You still get that discount if you add on more than one trim lock, and then I think that's really the only other discount, but you still get that discount and the 11%.
Yes. Let's see. So I've got to catch up here. Greetings, I'm late. Okay. Danelle, we use Final Cut Pro, which I believe is only a Mac-only program. I don't think they have a PC version of it. But it's very simple to use, and it works very well. So if you have a Mac, maybe Final Cut Pro is available on PC. It's an Apple product, so I just don't know if it is. But Final Cut Pro is definitely a good choice for editing videos.
Yeah, I like it. And there's a ton of tutorials. If there's something you want to do and can't figure it out intuitively, there's I've looked up some stuff.
Just trying to catch up, man. I'm so far behind.
Everybody was missing us because we were gone for so long.
That's right. Sheila knows Sheila's she just put the entire scene where this happens. That's right. And yes, after all this time, I'm still deeply in love with my wife. So these rings are apropos of our love. And they're really cool looking.
Yeah.
So.
I was so proud of, because he is always wanting to watch that series when we're trying to figure out a movie to watch. And I really like it. I read all the books. And when I saw those, I was just like, that is perfect.
It is Angels Above's 36th wedding anniversary today. So congratulations.
Awesome.
Happy you're here. Hope your husband is enjoying whatever he's doing. Maybe he's watching with you. Maybe he's out watching sports.
Is there even any going on today?
There's always sports going on.
I guess that's true.
So apparently there's some place in Minnesota called Angle Inlet where you have to drive through Canada to get to the home, to get to your house, depending on where you're coming from.
Oh, that's really neat. I mean, or it could be a pain if you.
Yeah, it could be a pain. Yeah, going through customs. I've never had an issue going through Canadian customs, but it's just the fact that you have to do it.
Yeah, I wonder if you get a you
get
live
a
there,
fast
you get
pass.
one of those things you put on your windshield and just get to drive on through.
Yeah, Judy, I've never lost a whole finger. I did cut off, or I sanded off, the entire part of my thumb down to the base of the nail, and the doc's like, yeah, it's never going to grow back. And then it did. So that was nice. So I'm happy about that.
Me too.
Yeah, it's weird not having a thumb. Now, I don't have a lot of feeling, but also this is my left hand. I have shrapnel in it, and I've had God knows how many surgeries, so I barely have feeling in this hand anyway. So, but most of my feeling that I've lost is on the outer part. Now I don't have feeling on the inner part, so it's kind of fun. Oh, awesome, Chris. Her hubby bought her a Slidelock for Christmas. I'm glad you are loving it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love them too. I don't know if I would have been able to cut all this fabric as fast as I did without them.
Yeah. Let's see. So my wife and I will talk about the questions that we want to ask. But I've been busy with work and a whole bunch of other stuff, and
I threw some in there, but they weren't great.
no, but like you literally asked best movie you've watched this year so far. We're 3 days in.
I know, that's why I thought it was funny.
Oh man.
I thought it was funny. I guess I'm the only one.
I guess we'll see. Hi Tracy, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the show. We do our best, but we make no promises.
Yeah, that's basically it. We do our best.
Yeah. So, so Meredith said she was the one that said that her parents had to drive through Canada. She said, no, it's a full stop at the border both ways.
Ugh, that's frustrating. You would think they would have like some, I mean, I guess it is hard because like if somebody just took your car or whatever, then they could get in, but.
Lorraine, we have a 1927 Singer from 1927. I don't remember the model number. You can't see it in the video, I don't think. But above the...
in some of my other videos, you could catch it.
Yeah.
But...
So... and it works, too. You've used it, right?
Yeah. Some people have given me some suggestions. I haven't tried them yet, but I need to. Is that, like... the tension was so tight that like all the threads pulled together and kind of like sucked everything in. I don't really know how to explain it.
I want to take it apart and clean it and fix it.
Yeah, some people gave me some suggestions on how to fix that, and I just need to go through that video where I was showing it and like actually try some of the things people suggested.
Crystal, we are in a tiny little town that no one has ever heard of. It's like population 3,000. It's in the greater Houston area, but we're right on the border of the Austin County line. So Austin County and Fort Bend County line. Ian I didn't know you collected that sort of stuff, Ian. That's awesome. He's got a 1948 featherweight and a 1950 301.
He sews with them on his channel sometimes. I know one of them, but I can't remember the name of it. But
I would ask him, but I'm afraid of what he's going to say in the chat.
It's not like a bad name, or unless it's like a guy thing that I wouldn't know, and then it really is. I don't know. That could be.
Oh yeah, so I got lost track. So one of our questions is, what is the best movie you've watched so far this year? Marianne, which, by the way, hi Marianne, I didn't see you come in, so I apologize. She said Anatomy of a Fall was interesting. Were you talking about that movie, or was it Low?
It might have been Low.
Okay.
I don't know. You know how I am with names of movies, so I'm terrible with remembering any of that sort of thing.
So the best movie I've seen this year, I'm trying to remember what we've watched, because the problem is not to get too personal, I have a dairy sensitivity, which is really damn annoying because I love cheese. And there's a bunch of foods that sort of give me issues. So I've been trying to focus on only eating a handful of foods that I know don't cause me problems, so I can isolate later on what comes on. It's like from an elimination diet sort of standpoint. And I'm still trying to figure out how much to eat, because when you're only eating like 3 things, it becomes difficult to make sure you eat enough or have enough calories. So I've been really tired the last couple of days, so I've been falling asleep at like 9 p.m. So we've tried to watch a couple of movies. I don't think we've gotten through any of them, but the best movie I have watched this year, probably Uncharted, because it's my favorite of the 3 movies that we watched. So Uncharted is probably the best movie I have seen this year.
Mine is Happiness is for Beginners.
Oh, you love that movie.
I know. I could watch that every day, and I do sometimes.
So, Jonna, we know about that. We're donating some of the unfinished quilt tops, and I think we're going to try and finish as many as we can, then maybe donate the quilts once they're finished. But, we're definitely donating some of them so that they can go to good use.
I know there's an organization here that I've wanted to give some to for a while. I just need to look at what their requirements are. It's this, I can never remember the name of this house.
Girls' home?
Yeah, they take in girls there that don't have anywhere else to live, or they had something terrible happen to them, like with trafficking and stuff. So they like to have a quilt for each girl that comes in there. And I definitely want to give some there. But I need to recheck their requirements because a lot of those places have a certain size that they want it to be and things like that. So,
I'll never understand that. It's like, look, if I'm trying to donate something to you and you're a place that needs stuff, then you should take it.
Well, I know, like at first I was thinking maybe it's because they want one that's large enough for, teen girls. But when I looked on their website, they take pretty much all age girls. So I don't know. I'm going to flip this again. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Someone said that Ferrari was good, not great.
I think Hunter watched that. I can't remember what he said of it, though.
I don't remember either. Someone else saw Coda. I don't know what that is.
Ooh, I think it was before the new year, but I watched the new Hunger Games movie, the prequel, and that was really good. The Songbird and the Snake or something like that. That was really, really good.
Ian said that the Taylor Swift movie, The Eras Tour, was so good.
I have not watched that. I think you have to pay for it, and I'm just not going to do that. I'm so cheap.
I don't remember. I know I keep seeing it. Oh, yeah, I think it's on Apple.
Yeah, I think you have to pay for it. Well,
yeah.
See, Ian, I have all these quilts I have to finish, so I can't afford to pay for that.
That's funny.
I have to buy all the materials I need to finish 74 quilts, so.
If I had known that there were 74 unfinished, and where were they all kept? Like, we don't even have that much room. Where did
they're all in that cabinet? They're not that big if they don't have the batting in them yet.
No, but seriously, where were they all?
They're all in that cabinet over there.
Just that cabinet? Because
No, there's some tucked in other places, like behind that, and then in that.
Like under the bookcase, and in the crevice, and in the ceiling.
Like, I can get creative with hiding stuff from you.
So Bobbin with Brittany. I know Quilts of Valor isn't technically a governmental organization, but as someone who has served in the military, I can tell you that military rules make no sense.
They're really strict.
And they're like completely nebulous rules. Like, we don't accept dense quilting. Right, what does that mean? No one knows. We just feel it. And if we think it's too big or too dense, we say no. So, that's just the way the military works. And apparently that filters down to 501c3s that are affiliated with the military.
I'll just give you all the patriotic quilts.
That's fine. I can use them. Lily says that Ferrari was okay. She wants to know recommendations on movies to avoid. She said Maestro. She wanted to like Maestro, but hated it. I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not the greatest person. I don't like going to the movies. If I'm going to watch a movie, I want to do it in my house, in my, comfort, instead of having to go somewhere where I have to hear someone chewing popcorn or talking on their phone.
I love going to the movies.
So I have not seen a new movie, in the theaters since Jumanji, maybe, which was, I don't know, 5-6 years ago.
I know. So I haven't had any issues with going to the movies recently, but like I usually go midday and there's like 2 other people in there. Because I love going to the movies. But my daughter and her friend went to see that Wonka movie, which they did like. But they said that this guy was in there with 2 of his younger kids, and they were, like, one of the boys was, like, bothering them the whole time. And I was like, well, that's rude. So I told her if that ever happened again, just go let someone that works there know, because they'll come set them straight.
Sheila's hilarious. She said she thinks we're living the Hunger Games prequel right now, so who needs to go see it?
That's how you feel.
It's definitely how I feel.
You're like, I'm not watching that.
No. I know what's going on. We're here. Yeah, I think that's probably right, Sheila. Like, it's hard to imagine a charitable organization turning down a, clean quilt. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But then again, nothing about the government or military makes sense. There's rules that make no sense, and they still exist. So, who knows?
It's probably just a control thing.
No, who knows? Yeah, see, I'm with you, Ian. He says he has not been to the movies since before COVID. He'd rather watch at home, pause the movie, snack on whatever. Right? Exactly. Right? If I want to sit there and eat nachos while I'm watching a movie, I can do that. And I don't have to worry about someone complaining about my crunch.
I will.
Yeah, I know. I chew with my mouth closed, so it's not like that, but chips are just allowed food.
No, I don't know. I really like going to movies. I get it, though, why people don't a lot anymore, because, like, all these streaming services, like, the Songbird, The Snake and the Songbird, the Hunger Game prequel is already out, and it's still in the movies, but you can buy it now on TV and watch it, so I don't know, why would you go see it if you could just watch it at home? You could probably watch it at home for cheaper at this point, because it's so expensive to go to the movies.
Oh, that's unfortunate, Marianne. She said, so my wife and I have seen, anytime, because we have an Apple TV, and they do, it's hooked up with, like, we have all of our little apps, and so we keep seeing commercials for the holdovers, and we've been wanting to watch it, but she said it's not really all that good.
Aw. I don't remember which one that is, because I'm horrible with matching movies to...
Chris watched Leave the World Behind on Netflix. I don't know what that is, but she said it was unsettling. So, Chris, is it a movie you would recommend, or is it a movie you would say, hey, stay away from because it was not great?
Yeah, because unsettling could be like a couple different.
So the Quilting Compound, welcome, by the way,
I like
says
that.
she, I assume it's a she because the picture looks like it's a she. Mm-hmm. She's never seen Harry Potter all the way through. You definitely have to do it. I mean, look, if you don't like Harry Potter, then don't. But
Yeah, it's not for everyone. It's kind of...
When I first watched the movies, and I watched them in order, when I finally finished the entire series, like, all of them became different in a sense, because you get to see I've read the books, so I knew what was going to happen anyway, but watching them all the way through, I think, gives you some sort of appreciation for all of them that you may not have if you don't watch them all the way through.
And I think a lot of stuff makes sense when you get to the end, too.
Yeah, that's what I also don't understand. Movies are so expensive. Like, if you're gonna spend $20+ to go to the movie theater, why do you then spend that much money to then talk through the movie, not pay attention, text, right? And unfortunately nowadays phones have screens that are so bright that if you got someone in front of you texting, it like can affect your vision in the sense that you're having to see it. So I just don't understand. Like, I would never pay $20 to go to a movie and then not pay attention. I feel like that's a waste of money.
You pay that for me to go.
Yeah, but I don't have to go, so if I don't see it being spent, it's not actually being spent. Right?
I just love going. I don't know. It's just, I guess, nostalgic. I used to always go to movies when I was in college and stuff, too.
What do you do to your popcorn, Allie, that makes it better than movie theater popcorn?
It's not
because
burnt.
I like movie theater popcorn.
It's not good anymore because
Really?
I think because not as many people go, so it sits there like
Oh.
all the time, and it's burnt. It's not as good as I remember. I don't even bother buying it. I'm one of those people that puts a drink in my purse and just goes with my ticket and watches the movie, drink the drink I brought, and then eat at home.
I agree, Ian. The Harry Potter books are better, but I will say for movies that came from books or from books that were turned into movies, I feel like the Harry Potter movies do just about as good of a job as you can. Like, there's a lot of detail missing because you can't put an 800-page book into a 3-hour movie, 2.5-hour movie. So there were some things that I wish had been in there, but like realistically, it would have made the movies an hour longer. And at that point, no one's going to sit through a 4-hour Harry Potter movie.
I would.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I would too. Let's be honest. But
I think they did such a good job casting the characters too.
they did. So, big fan. Also, if you're going to buy the Harry Potter audiobooks, try to buy the British version because I can't remember his name.
He has a great.
He's a great voice, but if you're going to listen to them on audio, it needs to be in a British accent. So, Stephen Fry, I think is who it is. Well, I know who it is. I think his name's Stephen Fry. But try to get the version that is narrated by, I think it's Stephen Fry, but the British guy, because it's better. I don't know that it's necessarily better, but like it feels more authentic listening to him that way. But his intonation and the way he does a good job. So Jim Dale, I think Jim Dale may be the American one because I'm pretty sure Stephen Fry is the one that does the British version.
I don't know. I think I have it on
Yeah, so we have the British version. Allie says her popcorn is true popcorn oil. I don't know what true popcorn oil is. And real butter melted to perfection, meaning being able to catch it before it separates those. Okay. Yep. I know that. Are you talking about the when you say Wicked, are you talking about the one with who's in that?
You can't ask me.
I don't know. So Ian, clue me in Wicked. Which one are we talking about? Who's in it? In the excuse me. There's a Harry Potter land at Disney now? So I thought there was a Harry Potter world that was because it's a Paramount, I think.
I think
or
it's
Universal Studios.
It's at Universal.
Universal, yeah. So I'd be I'm surprised that they would allow Disney to have
I really want to go.
Angela says that she watched Killers of the Flower Moon because it was quicker than reading the book for her book club because she was too busy quilting.
Was it a good movie? I'm so curious because I've a lot of people have said it's really good, and then I see a lot of people say it was awful. So I don't know. I kind of want to watch it, but I don't know.
I remember that one. I couldn't remember her name because Idina Menzel is the one who was Elsa or no Anna. Elsa. I don't remember which one she was in Frozen. But yeah. Okay, so maybe we will try at some point that movie, Leave the World Behind, because Chris's description sounds pretty good.
Oh, it has Julia Roberts. I would watch it.
Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke. I think Ethan Hawke is an underrated actor.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon. I think he's good. I don't think he's great, but I do like him. He's funny. Okay, so yeah, Bobbing with Brittany was saying that it isn't actually at Universal, not at Disney. Elsa, okay. I couldn't remember if she's Elsa or Anna. Thank you. Let's see.
What are you looking for?
I'm just trying to see. Oh, it's so weird. Yeah, so apparently, Sheila, there are multiple British versions of Harry Potter. One is Jim Dale, the other is Stephen Fry. So,
Wonder why they did that.
I don't know.
Guess they could.
Yeah, maybe. Anything's possible.
I'm gonna burn your arm.
Please don't. You burn yourself. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if, because I've never heard of Jim Dale. Now, I'm not an A-list celeb person, so he could be very famous, and I just don't pay attention. But I wonder if he was the first person they did it, and then when they became very popular, they had Stephen Fry, because he's sort of a big deal in Britain, apparently.
I don't know.
Glennis says she's in shock at the amount of projects you have unfinished.
Me too.
So, Glennis, we are able to buy fabric wholesale through our company. So, some of the fabric is cheap, although some of these projects are several years old, so they were definitely not bought at wholesale.
Yeah, but it's over time. It's not, these aren't from like just last year or something. Like, it's definitely over time.
Yeah.
Not that makes it better. I definitely need to finish them.
Leanne says she's working on your fat quarter slice quilt pattern, and she has one more
that
block
one-
to sew, and then figure out how to lay it out.
That's one of I have two of those as tops that need to get quilted. One of them, because my daughter really loves it and has wanted it, and I need to get to that one. That's on one of my 12 that I'm finishing first.
So those are all the 12 that you want to get done this year, right?
Yeah, for sure
At
get
a
done
minimum.
this year. Hopefully I get done more. I'm on track where I should be able to at least get 3 done, I think, this month. So,
It is just now 8 o'clock, babe, so...
yeah, we'll wrap up. Let me finish
Yeah.
these 2 and then we'll go, because we've been going to bed at like 9.
Yep. It's true. It's just... I think last year went by so fast that by the end of the year, like, we're just realizing how much we actually did last year, and I think it just made us
Tired.
completely exhausted.
Yeah, counting all those projects I need to finish made me really tired too.
Yeah, plus, like, I traveled to God knows how many places with my daughter for soccer. I mean, we were literally all over the place. So between soccer and business and work and teaching and did we have a vacation at some point? I feel like we did.
We went
we did.
We went to Michigan, but it was combined with like
With
a
the
soccer
soccer
thing. But we stayed longer. No,
Yeah.
but the end of this year was crazy because our daughter had 3.
Oh man,
We haven't been able to talk about it because we didn't get on because then we all got sick. It was just a mess at the end of the year. Thankfully, we got it all out of our system before Christmas. Because was it after Thanksgiving? No, it was before Thanksgiving even, right?
That what?
Where we had the games that Lorelai went to.
No, it was she
Or
had
it was
tournaments
after
like
right after
it was.
Thanksgiving, the weekend after.
We had 3 tournaments in a row all over the place, weekends in a row. So there was one right after Thanksgiving, first week of December, second week of December.
And then she had 3 she was supposed to have in one weekend games. And at the first game, she got a concussion.
Yeah,
And
we played a
She
team.
was so mad that she couldn't play the rest of her games. She
Yeah.
wanted to play them, and we're like, no, they literally said you cannot play for a week. And then she ended up.
It took just over almost 3 weeks for her to actually like, quote unquote, clear concussion protocol before she could play again.
Yeah.
But we played a team. It was for a national tournament, and
That was the
were.
most.
No, essentially, long story short, the girls on the other team literally fought our players.
Yeah.
Like they were throwing punches. I mean, there were 3 or 4 red cards. None of from our team. They had several players ejected, including their coach. A parent got ejected.
It was bad.
But we found out afterward that that particular team has been kicked out of the national league that we play in because
that was
conduct.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and it was, and I think it's that particular club because our daughter plays on an age group above her, so she should be playing with 15-year-old girls, but she plays with 16 and 17-year-old girls. And so one of her friends who is her age plays on the 15-year-old team, and they were telling us that, or her dad was telling me that the 15-year-old team also got kicked out. So I think they're kicking the entire group out, but there's no, like, look, I'm all about competitive sports, and these girls all play at a national level, and they're all trying to get to college and play in Division One. But you can't be throwing punches literally at girls. I mean, they're all girls, but you can't be throwing punches during a soccer game. It's just improper, and the coach was definitely not trying to stop it.
Or their parents.
No, their parents were egging that shit on. So
well, they were trying to fight that other parent on our team, which is why they got kicked out.
Fight a parent on our side.
And it was a woman. It was a guy. It was a guy from the other team. The parent was yelling at a woman, a mother on our team, and was in her face.
All because what we said is, "Hey ref, they shouldn't be throwing punches." Right? I mean, it's just like, what are we doing? So
that happened. Then we both got sick. We were really sick. And then our son had to get a bump on his skin, Lance, that I had to take care of for a while. Like, I was on wound duty. It was just a mess.
Yeah. So it's like nonstop. And we are the type of people that literally almost always get Christmas shopping done in July so that we don't have to rush. And the year got away with this. We were doing Christmas shopping like a week before Christmas, which is not fun because a lot of the stuff we needed to get wasn't going to get here on time from ordering it because, shipping times and Christmas and all that. So we physically had to go out and go to stores like a week before Christmas, and that's never a good recipe because it's so... And when you live in, the second or third largest, most populated, area in the country, it's just, there's, standing room only in stores. It was not fun.
But we got done pretty quickly too. It didn't take us too long because we always go in with a plan. Neither of us really like shopping, like that type of shopping. We could probably go to I could go to a quilt shop.
You'll spend hours in a quilt shop
in a bookstore, and I'll be fine. But doing other stuff like that, I'm not.
Yeah, I can spend days in the lumberyard, and sometimes I do. I'm just there forever. So, but yeah, I think the whole year is catching up with us, and now we're just
sleeping all the time.
But it's nice because we wake up at 4 a.m, and when you wake up at 4 a.m, you can get a lot done during the day.
You can, but it's kind of frustrating because the first thing I like to do is go for my walk, and you don't want to do that at 4 a.m. So
no, we have to wait until it's a little bit. One, it's been cold as hell here, and we got rid of all our cold weather stuff. So no one wants to go walking when it's 31 degrees with a wind chill that's bringing it down to 20 when you don't have clothes that are designed for that.
I would be fine walking here in the dark if we had better street lights and actual sidewalks.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of traffic in here, but still, I don't want to walk on the road when it's dark out.
Yeah, we don't really have any street lights because we're supposed to enjoy nature. So it's dark as hell.
Nature that you can't see at night because there's no street lights.
Well, and the deer around here are some of them can be aggressive, and they've got some big ass antlers on the bucks. And you don't want to be walking around and have one of those things chase you because that's not fun. So yeah, you got to deal with the wildlife coming at you, and there's some big ass birds of prey that are right on the river that we live on. So. Those are sort of scary when they have
I'm more
talons.
scared of the snakes down there. I need to be able to see the sidewalk to see the snakes.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, hi, Katie. We're hopping off, but I'm glad you were able to hop on and say hi. This Bargello is Jordan Fabrics pattern. It's a really fun one to do. It's one of my many unfinished quilts that I need to finish.
One of the 74.
Yeah.
So,
but the top's done. So,
thank you for joining us. It was fun. We plan on doing this again every Wednesday. We don't have any big soccer tournaments that I know of planned anytime soon, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. So, thank you for joining us. It was a great time. And big final closing. Again, our store has a sale right now. There's no codes. You just go and it automatically gets applied, but it's 11% off for the first 11 days. So I guess another 8 days. And so the sale ends. It'll be good through January 11th. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. And otherwise, I guess we'll catch you in a week.
Yep. See you next Wednesday. Bye.